Hey guys, I'm doing a little bit of a behind the scenes video. You can see like I have cat things everywhere right now. Yeah, and I have those who are disturbing my readings all the time here as well. The behind the scenes for me is the new format, so sorry about this. I was trying to figure out how to do it best, but as I was saying, I'm not very tech savvy, so kind of it is what it is. But some people wanted me to do my tarot cards collection video, so I will be kind of joining them together. So this is me. For those of you who didn't see me before, I'm not doing my face. I'm not using my face a lot in the videos, not because I don't want to show it, but because my setup for doing readings kind of does not allow that. I don't have a lot of I don't have a nice table that would be comfortable to do that, so I'm gonna show you my setup for the readings, and you will understand why I'm doing this, like facing cards. And moreover, I do believe that a lot of people, like more people, would prefer to see cards more than just my face and me showing you cards. It will take more time as well, and I do value your time and my time as well. So first I'm gonna introduce my crazy fur family to you. This is the first one, the crazy guy, Smokey. Smokey, show your face. Show your face. Smokey. This is Smokey. He's a crazy puppy. He often comes to me and demands attention by putting his claws into my legs. It's rather painful, and he loves doing that. And he's very crazy. If you put anything here, he starts sketching it and biting it and chewing it. That's why our tunnels all look like this. Okay, this is Busa. She came to join us. Busa is the one who you see the most because she's always near me when I'm working. Yeah, she kind of likes to be around me a lot. She's our baby. She's only 1 year old. And yeah, this is what Smokey does. And I'm buying puppy toys for him to chew because he chews everything. Yeah, he is crazy. He's very active. He's Egyptian Mao, and he's more of a dog in a cat's body, so he's kind of crazy. So let's see. The next one is Pixie. Pixie girl. She's half Siamese, half Pixie. She's very sweet, and yeah, this is their toy as well. Very sweet on the one hand and very feisty on the other hand, and everything should be as she wants. Yeah, also. And the last but not least, sorry for the mess. Ross decided to sit here for some reason. This is my baby Ross. This is my soulmate, the love of my life, my baby, who is really unwell. He has been unwell for over a month now. I can't say that we're out of the woods yet, but like we've changed treatments several times. He has very severe asthma attacks when he cannot breathe, and because he doesn't feel well. He's barely eating, he's not drinking. I have to force feed him and like pretty much put everything in him, which is stressful. He lost a lot of weight as well, and we've been struggling for over a month. And basically his condition is connected with the climate. He was born in Cambodia, and he rescued me there, right baby? Also, the cat stuff is everywhere. It's their apartment. I just live here, right? So he rescued me in Cambodia. We've traveled the world together, and now we need to move. Well, not this very moment, because we need to get him better first, but it must be our last winter in Siberia. We live in Siberia right now, and he's not doing good in this climate. So I have a request for you. Okay, let me switch. And here's me again. So guys, I wanted to ask you to like and share as much as you can, because it costs you nothing, but it really means a lot to me, because it would help me to raise more ad revenue, to save more money, to move my crazy furry family to a better climate, because in Ross's condition, and he's really sick. He has been sick for over a month now, and I haven't been sleeping for over a month now. And seeing him not being able to breathe and not being able to do anything about it, because like we have a great vet, we have all the treatment he may need, but it's not helping. Yeah, mostly not. It's the climate is not the only thing. His health condition is the second thing, but everything flares up in the current climate we live in. So I'm really frantically searching for options where we can move, where we can afford to move, and every like, share, and comment will give me more opportunity to save more, to move my family somewhere. So if it's not too much to ask, I would really appreciate your support right now. And now we are moving to my tarot card collections, and I will move to my working station, if I may call it this way, of course. So here we are. This is where I work, my workplace. This is the window sill, and we have winter. It started kind of yesterday. It was really a beautiful snowfall. So this is how I fix my camera. Yeah, don't laugh at me. I didn't find a better station, because everything else is kind of falling down. And this is the main part of my tarot decks collection. And the sounds in the back, kitties going crazy. You can see them. This is how I have to work all the time. So that's why you can hear crazy sounds. This is Boosie and Smokey. They play like a lot. And we are back to the tarot collection. So this is just an IKEA box. I find it very convenient to store decks, because it's very good. And here I keep my trinkets that I use, and my crystals that I use for the pick a card readings, and also my notes. So I'm gonna fix the camera, and I will start introducing you the decks I'm using. So this is the first portion of cards. I'm using them all a lot. I'm gonna show you my favorites later, but these are the cards, you know, sometimes when you buy a deck and it's beautiful, but you start working with it and it's, I don't know, it's either doesn't flow or you just don't resonate with it. So some decks I'm giving to my friends or just putting aside for a while. And also from how I feel it, sometimes decks, they get tired also, so that's why I'm switching, and that's why I'm constantly getting new decks to get new energy. And some decks I'm rarely using because I don't know, I don't feel like using them a lot, and some decks I'm using for spiritual guidance only or something like this. So we're gonna start with these decks. This is the Crystal Tarot. It's very beautiful deck. I think with this I have 3 decks with this stained glass theme. It's very it is based, most of them are based on the usual classic Rider-Waite tarot deck, so you can easily understand what is represented here, of course. And I totally forgot to turn off my washing machine, so sorry about that. Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit all over the place because of the lack of sleep. But, well, it kind of, the less focused I am, the better I read. This is one good thing in all this situation. I love this Ace of Wands. Well, I love Ace of Wands in all the decks. See, the Devil is very interesting here. I don't actually know how people do this tarot cards collection, so I'm just showing you what I got. And, well, I love all of these decks, but some specifically, of course. So this is the Crystal Tarot. I use it for all kinds of readings, but not it doesn't fit all people, you know, when I'm doing personal readings. I remember once a lady told me that she thought I'm gonna use a different kind of deck that I was using a lot at the time for her, but I have over 30 decks and I'm using them intuitively. I feel which deck want to talk. It's not that I'm choosing any deck and I'm using it. No, I just feel it, which one. And I try not to use the same decks in two readings. I use it only once a day. The Crystal Tarot fits all kinds of readings. It's universal. The Mystical Forest Tarot doesn't resonate with everybody. You've seen it a lot in my readings if you have been watching my channel. It's unusual. It's unusual, but very lovely, I would say. But how to call it? I prefer to use it for psychological readings to identify personality traits more than feelings. But it's good for feelings as well, but not for everybody. Not for everybody. This is the Six of Cups. You kind of need to feel it. And it's not the most talkative deck I have. It's kind of moody, I would say moody, because one day it want to talk, another day it doesn't want to talk. So yeah, like this. This is pre-Raphaelite Tarot. Very beautiful, like very beautiful. I got it as the same moment as I just took it in my arms. It's I love this Seven of Cups. It speaks about Pandora box, and this deck has some specific meanings to me as a reader, is how I perceive the art here and the metaphors, but it's very beautiful, and I use it for love readings mostly, because for me, I don't know, for me it's all about love. It's very romantic how I see it, and very beautiful. You can see this yourself. It's like, well, a lot of decks are pieces of art, and now I have claws in my leg. Yeah, smoking. You bored already? He needs to play like 24/7 and more. This is the Universal Tarot. I'm using it a lot. It's universal. It's very kind of very universal. I don't know another word. Very clear, talkative, nothing specific about it, so it can be used anywhere. Loving the High Priestess. You can find the High Priestess on its box, but my box kind of got broken, so I don't have it here. Yeah, universal, pretty much sums it up. This is Witch's Tarot, and by the way, a lot of people are asking me where I'm getting my decks. I'm getting most of them at aliexpress.com. It's an app and a website. It's Chinese, huge market. I'm getting most of my decks there for two reasons. Well, first of all, Amazon delivery is really expensive here. It will be more expensive than the deck itself, the delivery price. So it's kind of not affordable here. And most of the time, you see how tiny my hands are. It's genetic. So this is the usual tarot deck, right? And this is what AliExpress sell. They sell smaller decks, which are much more comfortable for my tiny hands. Yep, They have a lot of decks in English, and they have some Chinese decks. I'm gonna show you them. They are so cute. I got several for myself. So this is Witch's Tarot, also a very nice deck. It has several specific cards to it, like the shadow side. But overall, again, clear to read, clear to understand, very vivid, and I would say, how to go? Its voice is very easy to distinguish. I don't know, it has some specific voice to it, this deck. Again, for me, I'm speaking only about my experience, and I love this Hermit card. It's my favorite for me. This is the, how to say, the 100% Saturn card, and I'm character number 8. Saturn is my kind of day-to-day companion, so I'm loving it. And 9 of Cups is kind of here, also specific. It's a beautiful deck, and I'm loving the size. If you're getting your decks at AliExpress, be really careful. Look for the reviews, because I'm gonna show you one thing what you can get if you're as unattentive as I am. So I didn't check the size, and I got Pagan Cats. It's beautiful deck, but the normal tarot, the smaller version that I love using, and this is what I got. It's tiny, it's kind of seriously small, and well, I think I'm gonna be using it as a travel option because it's too small. But, and also sometimes quality is not very good, but you can, if you're reading reviews, if you're careful, you can get really good deals and really nice cards. Well, this is Wizard's Tarot, one of my latest editions. I wasn't super fascinated with it before I got it, because art is beautiful. But how to say, I thought it would be kind of a bit dark, but actually it's not. And when it came to me and when I started working with it, I loved it, and I'm using it very often now. And the Hermit kind of reminds me of Gandalf here. Interesting. It's a very interesting deck, especially if you can get an original. The art is worth it. So wizards, witches, and yeah, 2 more in the same, and spellcasters also in the same theme. Let's check them out. Modern Witch Tarot, girly theme, like most of characters are girls here, and it's has more than pictures. Like for work, 8 of Pentacles is you working on your computer, on your laptop. Everybody is girls, women, ladies. Oh, well, the death's hard to say. Okay, there is a guy here in the picture, but mostly I don't think it affects energy, because we're speaking not about the gender but more about energy in tarot. So this man and woman, but I don't think it affected because the energy is still the same. So, and how to say, it has also very clear voice and very clear energy. So it's one of my main decks. It's talkative. You see, 2 of Cups, it loves me too. That's so funny. Yeah. So Everyday Witch, of course I'm loving it. That was the previous one, was the modern witch. Now it's an everyday witch. For me, this deck, you know, I love using it for spiritual guidance when people are choosing their path, thinking about what to do, like trying to get to know themselves more. It's more of a, I don't know, psychoanalytical and guiding deck. I don't know, for me it is about a lot about your path and about who you are. So you can see the Temperance here, the King of Wands, the Page of Wands. There are a lot of paths here, especially this one. It's for me the kitty, like your spirits are calling for you to take a new path. Queen of Swords, Five of Wands, the Hangman, Two of Swords. But also this deck is how to say, it has its own character, and sometimes it can tell me that not today, you don't need to know these things. It's telling more often than others. Other decks are more compliant. I don't know, this one has more character than the rest, the most, for me at least. It's in my personal situation. It's funny, but yeah, they have different energy, the decks. This is the Spellcaster's Tarot, also one of my universal tarot decks. It's simple, easy to understand, beautiful, some metaphorical additional meanings, like with this Emperor, and the Empress with the Europe. So there are some, how do I say, mystical addition. No, well, tarot is mystical. It's I forgot the word, please forgive me. It's like epoch, from the old tales. This looks like Odin to me, right? So they took the meaning from old national tales and added them in this deck. So it's different from all over the world. Some from Greek mythology, some from Northern mythology, some from Eastern mythology. This is definitely Greek, the Temperance. So yeah, this is very interesting. I love mythology. Finally I got it. So it's also universal, but with additional in-depth meaning, deeper meaning. I love it. If you're into mythology, this is your deck. Let's go with Mucha Tarot. It's beautiful, it's lovely, it's sunny, it has very sweet energy, and I prefer using it for love readings. It's sweet. Also, easy to understand. Everything is based on the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, but kind of for me, when I see it, I smile. It's dreamy. Okay, yeah, I got it. It's dreamy. It has dreamy and romantic energy to it. So yeah, love readings, definitely. Then this is Animal Totem Tarot. It feels like not everybody likes this deck because people are represented with animals. And for example, one of my personal favorite, okay, here she goes. Queens of Pentacles is represented as a pig here. I don't know, I had some comments under my general readings. People are like, okay, of course I'm a pig. No, it's not. It's not negative. Look at her. She's so happy. She's in her own element. She's enjoying life. She's in contact with the nature, with the world, with God. She is a part of abundance. Her element is growth and abundance, and she knows it. She's enjoying it, but it's Animal Totem, yeah, and it's okay, and there's nothing offensive in this representation. I don't know, I love this. I love this deck. And I love this card in particular. Queen of Cups is the moose. Why not? Why not? Judgment. Judgment is here about more about rewards, of course. It's like Santa, you know, you can get a call or you can get a present. So Judgment. Five of Cups is very heartbreaking here. Even more heartbreaking than the Three of Swords. The Magician. So I'm using this deck for different readings, but mostly for also spiritual, psychological, this kind of thing. It's beautiful. The moon here, I love it. So let's see more. The steampunk. Okay, steampunk. I want to show it off. It's, well, I think everybody knows steampunk. It's also very specific art, very unusual art, but very universal deck. You can use it for anything. Love, money, anything. Anything is easy to read with it. And but I prefer it for career, money, and general readings. But mostly because I have too many decks and I need to prefer them for something. But it's very universal, very unique. But you don't need to study additional meanings. You can just get it and start working with it right away. These are, no, this one I had. This one I had before. This is the Guidance of Fate Tarot. I wish I had an original because it's not as beautiful as it should be. The quality is not as good as I would like it to be, because the original is super beautiful. I don't know, I'm just loving how it is drawn. Look at the High Priestess. She's just fascinating. The Ace of Wands. So if you can get a hold of the original, I totally recommend this deck because, again, bright, beautiful, easy to understand, universal, and I don't know, I just love it. I just love it. Look at the Empress. It's such detailed art here. I think you can even have, I don't know, full-time pictures on your walls with this. So the people who created this deck, they are artists. Like, well, all of them, of course, but again, I'm loving the art. But somehow this one, I love bright colors. I do love bright colors, so I'm really drawn to this deck a lot. And it's the second option, the second time I'm getting this deck. But again, I can't get my hands on the original here, well, because it's just double price if you want to get it in Siberia. But again, it's really, really beautiful. These two decks are lovely, lovely, lovely. I am using them a lot lately since I got them. This is the Golden Wheel, and it has some, it's kind of Russian style tarot, I'd say. So it's based on Russian folklore and tales and dressing style. Well, maybe not Russian, but this is what I see here. Bright, yeah, of course, beautiful, amazing, loving some specific meanings here, like this Hierophant. I don't know, they are different. Hierophants are usually different in each deck. For me, this Hierophant represents the strength of the family roots, and of the land where you come from. The Queen of Cups, of course. She's just a Russian princess. The Ace of Wands, the High Priestess. I wonder why they made her young and beautiful, because in Russian folklore, Baba Yaga is not young and it's not beautiful. She represents the other side of life. The Five of Swords, the Strength with the bear, of course. And no, I don't have a pet bear, for those who are wondering. And the Four of Wheels, it's Four of Pentacles, of course. Has some specific energy to it, of not like being too greedy with what you have, and too scared to let go, to focus on money and finances. And the Three of Cups, well, it's just it. The Two of Cups, everything is just perfect and positive, bright. And when I'm feeling low, I'm going for this deck. It always brightens my mood. No matter what it says, it's nice working with it. Really nice. And the Light Seers Tarot, it was a recommendation of my friend. Thank you, Mariana. I'm loving it. It's unusual, not everybody gonna love it. It has some modern vision to it. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful metaphor. Something that is long-lasting but needs time to become long-lasting, needs time to grow roots, right? So it's kind of modern, but it's not. Unique, deep, metaphorical. So when I need a deeper deck, this is one of those I go for. A deeper reading, maybe in-depth digging, as I'm calling it, digging deeper into psychology, finding solutions and guidance. Also, especially if we're dealing with psychological trauma, this is really helpful to understand what a person needs to heal right now, to let go. So spiritual, psychological readings, well, but I'm using it everywhere, because it's just, it was better. It was one of the decks that appeared to be much better than I thought it would be. So I will get the second group of decks in a second. So while I was preparing the next set of decks for you, Smokey came to join us. Smokey is one of my two boys. I have two boys and two girls, and my boys, they have separation anxiety. Smokey has this rather serious case of separation anxiety. Sometimes he would cry out for me. All my babies are rescues, of course, and sometimes he would cry out for me. He has bad dreams, and he needs me to come to run and calm him down. And Ross, he has a terrible case of separation anxiety. I had him since he was like the first hours of his life. He was abandoned by his cat mom, and I had to step in and become a mom in a country with no vets. Well, we had a vet. A trip to the vet took us 24 hours in Cambodia. So it wasn't fun. There were no conditions to save a kitten, to raise him, for him to survive, but he did. So he has terrible separation anxiety. We need to be together like most of the time. And when he was younger, and if I was away for 3 days in a row, I was away for 4 hours a day, he would start vomiting blood or pooping blood. So yeah, that's why kind of limited. I have to stay at home. I had to work from home. all these years, because otherwise he's dying. Yep. So that's all about my babies. So let's go back to tarot. Pretty much different but very similar, these two decks. This is the traditional classic Rider-Waite tarot, the small one, also very small, very nice, loving it. It's the classic, you all know it. And this is very similar also. Sorry, this is not the guidance of fate, of course. This is the wheel of the year, but all these boxes say guidance of fate. So the wheel of the year is also kind of classic right away. There's some differences to it, but pretty much everybody can use it, can read it. Not everybody like it though, but yeah, it has also some specifics, like with the Seven of Cups. For me, it's not about confusion. For me, it's being drawn, how to say, maybe a confusion, but between the reality and your dreams, being fascinated by your dreams, being elevated by your dreams, following your dreams, not your mind, like listening to your heart more than your mind here with the Seven of Cups. The Strength, this classic Knight of Wands is very positive here. I'm loving the Temperance. Look at this fairy. Six of Swords, Three of Wands. I wish upon a star. Seven of Wands is very clear meaning here. Building walls. Queen of Cups, the Star. Nine of Pentacles, lovely. The Tower. It's more close to nature though. The Devil, super toxic here. Super toxic. Ace of Wands is has additional meaning of celebration, and maybe even marriage, though it's Ace of Wands. All right. The Magician, the Hierophant, the Empress is super, I want to say strong, but it's super feminine here. It's super, it does represent the moon energy a lot, and it's kind of the epitome of Empress energy in this deck. So yeah, I love it too. But there are some princes and princesses here as well, so it can be a little bit confusing at first, but it's a lovely deck. Okay, so then we have the Essential Kit Tarot. I wanted it for a long time and I got it. So lovely universal deck. I'm trying to figure out how to call it, because what specifics. For me, it's one of the main decks right now. Because I love it how different it can be. Different in the way of you can do anything with that. It can it can give you details, it can give you in-depth meaning, it can give you psychology, it can give you spiritual guidance, metaphors. I don't know, for me it's really one of the main decks at the moment. I wanted it, I got it, and I'm loving it. Very talkative, but not superficial at all. Not superficial at all. In some decks they are lighter than the rest. It's not super deep. It's not, it's kind of, it can be anything you want. This is like this for me. This deck for me is, it can be anything you want. It can do any readings you want. It's super universal. It's super how to say, it's a great colleague, I would say, because she's super cooperative. She, I don't know why I'm calling it she, but this deck is super cooperative. That's why I'm loving it. Yeah, the most cooperative deck I have, maybe. But this is like this. So this is the New Vision Tarot, the holographic edition. Some people ask me if it is as holographic as it is on the video. Almost. It's not, the color is a little bit duller than on the video, because video kind of reflects it better, but it's visible, it's nice, standard. But looks really good. Okay. Now we're getting to some very unusual decks. This one is, unfortunately, I don't read Chinese. I don't know Chinese language, so I got it by the name of Chinese Tarot. I have 3 Chinese tarot decks, and I don't know the name. I would love to, but I don't. It's just, it is bigger than the usual, and it's super cute. It's super cute. It's just so lovely. And whenever I'm having like a gray day outside and I want to have a sweet reading, it doesn't change, the sweetness of this deck doesn't change the message. But look at it, just look at it. It's a candy for the eyes. Just a candy. So cute, so sweet. For those who love anime, this is for you. Very. But even you don't need how to say, to use this deck you need to know your cards. You need to know your cards because they are signed in Chinese. Or you need to know your cards, or you need to know your Chinese. That's, and this is with the moon and the magic and Asian tales, Kumiho, right? But Kumiho, guys, it's so interesting. It's so interesting. But also, you can easily understand which card is which. The Death, 8 of Cups, and the 4 of Pentacles is also just cute. The cutest deck ever. I ordered one more, very cute. It's on its way. You're gonna see it, guys, when it arrives. The Fae Tarot. This is one of the deck I love, but I don't often use it because again, it's not moody, but you need a special mood for this deck or a special energy. If it's personal reading and I'm using this deck, it should resonate, but it resonates maybe with 10 or 20% of people. I don't know how to explain it. Everything here is not based on knowledge or understanding, more of intuitive feelings. Some nudity in this deck, but also this 4 of Cups is just somebody being living a good life and not really appreciating it, just like this. And the 4 of Pentacles, you being tied to what you're holding on to, like with real chains. 6 of Pentacles also has a little bit different meaning of for me. Again, you may see different things in the same cards, but 6 of Pentacles is you giving out more. You may not see that you're receiving. You're giving, but it creates balance because you kind of getting back in the ways that you don't see. There's a similar meaning in my most favorite deck with the 6 of Pentacles, but I'm gonna show you it a bit later. The Knight of Wands is one of the most inspiring cards. You see, she's flying the parrot and singing. So cool. And the King of Wands, creating something with his own energy. like an artist. The Seven of Swords, subtle fears, hidden things. And the Four of Swords is also, you see, very specific here. It's like you're taking a pause before the war, before you're preparing for the battle, like a pause as a preparation for a battle. So yeah, very interesting deck, unusual. Then let's go for the Medieval Tarot. It's kind of classical tarot, just different style of painting. And here it's not, the cards are not identified by words, only by numbers and symbols. So you also need to know your tarot, your cards, before you start using it. Not usual to our eyes, but also very good. I prefer using it for general readings though, not for personal, rarely for personal readings. This is Harmonious Tarot. One, I use it a lot. For love readings. For me, it's subtle, nice, sweet love energy. Seven of Wands, the Judgment, Four of Cups. It's all about relationship. So you can see it. Two of Cups, one of my favorite Two of Cups ever. Beautiful. Well, like this. And now we're moving to my oracle decks. I was hoping the reading would be the video would be shorter, but it's turning to be so long, even though I don't have much to say about the decks. So this is one of my latest editions, the Angelerium. Very unusual, unique. It shows angels who represents different kind of energy. Like there's the Duma, angel of dreams. Look at this. Uriel, angel of flames. I'm also using it, one card, to identify a person or main energy around them. Azrael, angel of death. Angel of mysteries. The earth energy. Angel of night. Angel of visions, so on and so forth. Empathy. This is my angel. Angel of memory, not mine for sure. Angel of annihilation, spirituality. Very, how to say? It's a vision brought to life by the artists. Not everybody gonna like it, but I'm sure if you feel like this is your deck, you're gonna love it. This is the classic Romance Angels deck. I think that everybody's using it. We don't need to stop here. Good, nice. It took me a while to resonate with it somehow. I really wanted it, but it wasn't talking at first, so we took our time to get to know each other. Because some decks are talking right away, some not, with some you need time. This is Whispers of Love. Lovely, beautiful, gentle, spiritual, I would say, and really nice. But these are my three favorite oracles. The Wisdom Oracle cards, I'm just loving them. They are the best for me. Very metaphorical. Again, I'm not reading them by the book. I'm reading them how I see and feel them. I would advise this deck for everybody, for every occasion, for every kind of reading. You can use it every day. Just love, love, love it. Love it. There are some parallels with tarot cards, but overall very deep and diversified meanings here. Sacred Rebels, interesting psychological deck. Psychological, deep, spiritual, mostly not as universal or diversified as the Wisdom Oracle, but it kind of can show you, it kind of shows you different angles what the usual tarot can't, in more in-depth psychologically. It can also trigger you by showing you some issues you didn't see about yourself. As most of you have figured, I'm into psychology, and so I'm into this deck a lot as well. And Nature's Whispers, also day-to-day use, any kind of reading use. You can use it in love readings, general readings, personal readings, any kind of readings. Lovely, easy to talk to, easy to but sometimes, how to say, the meaning is not on the surface. With this deck, sometimes the meaning is not on the surface. You need to see deeper and take maybe several cards. I'm always reading in context. I'm never reading one single card separately from the rest. I'm reading together with the rest, and I would suggest reading this deck together with a tarot, because it surprises me sometimes with the depth of its meaning, and with it rarely lies on the surface. Sometimes it's from some specific angle or layer or something like this, so it's deeper than it looks. And one last group of cards coming in a second. So the last but not least, Chrysalis Tarot. Beautiful, unusual, specific, not for everybody. I can't say I'm using it often, but sometimes it goes really well, and it has different, how to say, stones instead of pentacles and so on, and some with the major arcanas also specific meanings that you need to learn separately. So get this deck for yourself if you're open-minded and willing to how to say, widen your perspective on tarot. So Romantic Tarot. Well, it's all about romance, sexy vibes here. Not too sexy, but there is everything about romance. Not all meanings are as in the classic deck, and not all meanings are that easy. This is judgment. That how to say, is for me sometimes the art is a little bit distracting, and you need to ponder more on this deck, what it has to say. But it's lovely. And I'm using it for romantic readings, mostly for relationship readings and so on. This one, that's called Tarot of Familiars. It's with cats mostly, but also owls, and not all cards have pictures. Some of them are just, figures, animals. Some of them are just plain I don't know, some people see it as rather dark. It's not, for me it's not dark. But it has a lot of moon energy, and it makes me ponder as well. So I'm using it not as a main deck, it's secondary deck all the time, and I'm clarifying it because it's not as straightforward as most cards, most of my decks are, but again, I love it, and I'm using it for spiritual readings mostly, not for relationships. For relationships, this deck for me as a reader is rather vague. Also, I got it together with the Angelerium, so it came to me. If you've seen my last pick card, I was using it, loving it. Untitled Tarot, specific arts, but very talkative, clear, straight to the point, and somewhat how to say, polite. I would say polite, but easy to deal with, really easy to deal with for me. So really loving it. Also, several specific decks, not, again, two more Chinese. They are called Student Tarot. Unfortunately, I don't know the names. They are also very small. And this looks like the stained glass art that I love. I showed you the mystical, the crystal tarot, and also the tarot of the cloisters, and this one I have 3 tarot decks in this style. Seems like I love it. This one is rather classic, not classic art, but classic meanings. Most of the cards are really easy to understand. And the second Chinese student deck that I have is also very cute. You see? It is cute and not always clear meaning to me, but I'm still getting to know it. So I'm sure you will be seeing more of it when we get along better. It's talking fine, but for me, I don't know, because of the art maybe, but the meaning is not always clear right away. So I have to clarify it too, and I'm using it always as a secondary deck, not as the main deck. So putting it aside. Spiritual Tarot, you've seen it in my spiritual guidances. I'm using it more as an oracle than the tarot, because I prefer the additional meaning here, and that can show you either what you need to focus on in your character, or your character traits that you don't know about, or maybe you need to show more at this moment. So it's more of a guidance than tarot, like oracle than tarot for me. And the art is very subtle, very tender. So I'm using it as clarifiers or oracles. Synergy, gratitude. And Tarot of the Cloisters, the round one. I really thought that it would be not very comfortable, but it was one of my best buys. Very good quality, very interesting, easy to shuffle, really easy to shuffle with my tiny hands. And I'm not taking reverses here because it's round But yeah, it's bright. I would call it bright. I think even those who are just beginning to read, they can use it too. And I'm getting one more round tarot deck as a present. Soon it's on the way to me. Again, thank you, Mariana. And I'm sorry, I just kind of froze here. I'm really excited about this new deck. I just saw it recently, and it called for me, and it's the same. It must be the same as this one, with the size and the roundness of it, and I'm sure I'm gonna love it. I really can't wait to get my hands on it. And with the Cloister Tarot, so it's, how to say, if you don't like stained glass theme, maybe it's not your thing. But if you're feeling confused about the form or shape of it, don't be. Really cool. And the last, but totally not least, my favorite decks with cats. You know me already. I'm a crazy cat mom. This is the tarot of the Cat World Tarot. Tarot and oracle, a lot of additional meaning, a lot of additional story here. All famous characters. This one is from Alien, the Ripley, right? This is the Superman. So you really need to study this deck. I'm loving it, but I'm not using it a lot because it distracts me. The story behind it's, the cards, they suck me in and they distract me from the reading. So that's why I'm not using it a lot, but I would also recommend it to cat lovers. If you're not a cat lover, not for you, for sure. Apart from the rest of this deck. White Cat Tarot is simply the classic tarot, Rider-Waite Tarot, just with cats. Same, just person's face, person's body is replaced with a cat's body. Very bright and sweet and gentle. It's one of my main decks. I'm using it always for anything, any kind of reading you can do with it. And very, very nice to look at. And these two decks are my most treasured ones. Black Cat Tarot, also no writing, so you need to know what you're dealing with, but we kind of hit it off from the beginning. I'm using it for spiritual readings. The deepest deck I have, the art is not standard. Again, additional meanings everywhere, metaphorical meanings everywhere. For example, the Eight of Pentacles here is not just about hard work, but about working on making your life yummier, on making your life more enjoyable. Yeah, Four of Swords, you can see the Ace of Cups. This Ace of Cups also is special. Sometimes it can speak about that you see your happiness through making other people happy. Sometimes you may forget about yourself, maybe a rescuer, also the sign of rescue, and so on. The Chariot, it's just the Knight of Swords, the High Priestess, Ten of Swords, also the Ten of Swords again. It's not just about the end, it's about the beginning, the end, which is the beginning. So it's beautiful. Six of Pentacles. You cannot see this cat most probably, but there is one cat holding on to another cat who's kind of falling. It's about a lot about support. It's about people who are just born to support each other or another. Loving it. Metaphor, depth, any kind of reading, but mostly spiritual, psychological readings or long-term forecasts. I'm using this for as well. And this is Shadowscape Tarot. my it's a present from my best friend, my favorite, most favorite deck ever, and the most talkative. And I don't know, it was talking to me that since the moment I got it in my hands for the first time. And I kind of overused it before, so now I'm not using it too often because it's not as talkative as it was before. And again, this is simply how I feel my decks, because sometimes when I want to use one deck and it doesn't want to talk, what can I say? It doesn't want to talk. But another one is kind of shouting, pick me, me, me. So very deep. A lot of archetypes you can find here. Multi-leveled meanings. So if you are not in a hurry and you are looking for very deep understanding, and you can see not just the traditional meaning behind this card, for this deck I would recommend reading the book, studying the book, because sometimes the meanings that authors wanted to put in the cards, they are even deeper than traditional understanding. So I would suggest, yeah, combining and reading, and of course going with your intuition, because sometimes one and the same card in one and the same deck can have very different meanings. So together with the Black Cat Tarot deck, it's two most the deepest decks. But this one is more universal in the use. Like I also can use it for any kind of reading. But with it, you cannot be in a hurry. You need time, because sometimes there is so a huge amount of tiny details, and you can be drawn to one or another detail, and I'm discovering new details all the time. And depending on which detail you are drawn to, the meaning may shift or change, or like energy also. So if you like how it looks and you have time and you're not in a hurry and you can study the book, yeah, this is the love of my tarot life, I would call it so. And the Death card is so beautiful here. It's all about transformation and rebirth, and about, it also shows, for me, you see there are the roots, they still remain. There is the fire that represents the new beginning, and there's you in the middle, and it's kind of the show in the process of life. Okay, I love deep meanings. So the Empress is one of the most creative cards ever. The Seven of Swords, the Two of Wands, the Star. Well guys, this is what I have for you in regards to my tarot card collection, and a little bit of behind the scenes. I hope it will be interesting for some of you, maybe a couple of you. Let me know what you think. As always, I would love to read your comments, feedback. What deck of mine you like the most, what you don't like. If you're if you don't forget about respecting other people's opinions. I'm getting all positive, negative, whatever you have to say. Please don't forget just to be respectful. That's it. Well guys, thanks for being with me today, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.